Yeah, what up, guys? Gabe the Bronx Legend over here. New show, video reactions. It's gonna be where we break down movies, videos, interviews, and stuff like that. Just to break it into different parts, explaining what's going on during the interviews or whatever content we're listening to at the time. It's gonna be followed under YouTube guidelines, so you already know it's gonna be in pieces, and it'll be dropped whether it's 2 pieces, 5 pieces, and it will be dropped together at the same time. It'll be look for it on the Gabe's All News station or Gabe the Bronx Legend channel. I'm gonna be dropping it probably in both to see how the movement is on it. But first up to bat, Kevin Hart interviews Jay-Z, July 14th, 2022, season 2, episode 2 of Peacock's series Heart to Heart. Kevin Hart's last name, Hart to Heart, in the chest. And this is a 49-minute interview, but we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna chop it down. We're gonna break it down, and I'll explain some of the parts that need to be explained there. Okay, so let's get this started. Once again, it's Peacock.
My guest today is not a businessman, he's a businessman, and he's hip-hop's first billionaire. We can also say out loud that he's one of the most successful recording artists of all time. He holds the record for the most Grammy nominations in 83, and he also has 23 wins, goddamn. He has more #1 albums than any other solo artist on the Billboard charts, and besides all that, well, he influences the whole planet with his brilliant creative mind. You should already know who I'm talking about, but in case you do not, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay-Z.
You heard?
All right, let's break that down first in the introduction. So he said, he's not a businessman, he's a businessman. That comes from the 2003 Diamonds Are Forever by Kanye West remix. Diamonds Are Forever, Sierra Leone. That was Jay-Z on there, and he does have a line where he says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So that's where that comes from, which actually is kind of funny because the first time he ever said that verse, it was a Hot 97 Summer Jam. Kanye West brought him out, and I was there, not in the front row, not in the middle row, all the way up top, nosebleeds, hot as hell, 100-degree day in New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. And it was just, I mean, not MetLife Stadium, sorry, that was the Meadowlands back then, and it was just ridiculous in there. But it was a great time, and that was when he used that line. As for the other stuff, Jay-Z is the #1 solo artist to have the most Billboard #1 albums. He has 14 in total, only behind the Beatles. The Beatles have 19, so I don't think Jay-Z's gonna make 6 more albums, but if he would probably break the record, but I don't see him having the hunger to break that record. He is above Elvis, he's above Bruce Springsteen, who I believe is the next one with 11 #1s. So, it's Jay-Z's in rare air, hip-hop, so that's pretty cool. Also got 23 Grammys. He was nominated about 84 times, I believe he said, and it is a record. The 23, I think he's tied with Kanye for the most Grammys for rap artists. But yeah, Jay-Z's on a different level, and he is the first hip-hop billionaire. At one point, we thought Dr. Dre was there. Tyrese let it slip out. Oh, the first billionaire, and next thing you know, something happened with the Beats and Apple deal that kind of took him to 997 million. It wasn't officially a billionaire. So Jay-Z did beat him out, but I think with time, Dre has passed that threshold as well, and so has Puff. All right, let's keep going.
Huh?
I got a cold. That's even on camera.
Even on camera,
No, I can't do that.
Poor Kevin Hart wanted to hug Jay. He said, "Nah, I got a cold. COVID. I don't want to shake nobody's hand."
Dirty.
I like it, man.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Congratulations.
Holy
man.
shit, I can't believe I got
setup.
you here.
Beautiful setup.
You like
man.
this?
I love it.
The kid has done well for himself, right?
Yeah, you made it. Man.
I don't shine shoes no
That's
more.
right. That's right.
I'm not
That's right.
shining shoes no
That's
more.
right. Yeah.
Before we even start, man, I gotta say thank you.
It's just funny to see how the banter so immediately jumped off. I mean, you could tell Kevin Hart's just a comfortable guy to be around. He's funny. So Jay-Z's just standing there and, they're laughing basically at the success that they've had already. Like, this is a show that Kevin Hart really doesn't need the money for. I mean, he's made so much money, and him doing it and being able to pull out Jay-Z, who basically is one of the hardest people to get an interview with. And most of the time you see Jay-Z do an interview now, it's with a suit and tie because it's for a business magazine. He's not doing the hip-hop magazines no more. So, to have Kevin Hart have the comfort, two successful black men, I like it. Good vibes.
Reason why I'm saying thank you is because I don't ask you for much. I asked you to come here and you came. I'm conscious and aware of your time. Reason why is because I know how much people aren't aware of my time. I know how much people don't value my time. So in our relationship, I never wanted to be one of those guys to constantly throw the monkey wrench in the moments where we're hanging out, where we're a part of gatherings, and I come in and hope I need to talk to you, I need you to do something with me. I never want.
Time is definitely the most valuable asset to have. Without that, you don't have anything else. So once your time is up, everything's up. No matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have. Time is way more valuable than anything else in this world.
I wanted to do that, but this case here, this was a need, it was a want, it was a must, and it had to happen. So hopefully you don't hold this one against me, because I needed this.
No, it's all love.
It's all love.
And again, like, for us, same thing with me. Like, I don't want to reach out, ask you for things, I asked you for something the other day. We support each other. And
we have to.
Yeah, and it's all good.
Here's the thing, though. When you ask, you already know how you're coming in, so you come in so warm. Hey, I don't ask you something. Just say yes. Yeah. What are you talking about, Hope? Just say no. Just.
You see, that's perfect right there. You can see Jay-Z having that kind of personality where, listen, I don't ask for too much. When I ask you, just say yeah. Don't deny me. Don't say, let me think about it. Just say yeah. Just say yeah. The way Kevin Hart's explaining us is phenomenal. And you can just see it, the comfortability with the two of them. But, yeah. Kill him with kindness, Hove. Kill him with kindness.
Don't tell me no. Yeah. I need you. And I'm like, oh, what? You never ask. Yeah. You come in such a humble manner. I'm not going to say no. There's questions that I have, and I'm going to take advantage of my set today to ask my guy things that he's yet to be asked. And we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate by changing my tone. Normally we drink wine, but I got you on here.
I
feel like we're gonna embrace you.
You don't get any wine.
Well, not wine. We're going to drink Ace today. I can't have you on here, and you have a valuable entity like you do, and I'm not
my man, look how his walk-in was amazing.
It's my son.
Yeah.
Oh, you Mr. Carter.
Peace, man. Can you bring us some wine as well? I just want a little taste of Ace and bring just a nice bottle.
Beautiful Cabernet Sauvignon in the cellar as well for you.
See, I just wanted to let him get that off. You see that, man? Look at alley-oop. Look how we work. Come on now.
Well, I'm excited about this. I mean, you think about the history of 13 generations of Champagne Cartier and this newest rendition of Amand de Brignac, of course. This is the Grand Van, or the Tête de Cuvée. That's a beautiful brut, obviously gold. Fantastic blend of, if I can play a pun on 40-40, 40% Chardonnay, 40% Pinot Noir.
Well, Kevin Hart's going crazy. You can just see Jay-Z ready to steal this guy. Like, Jay-Z, there's a song called Moment of Clarity where he says, if you see him and his rims spinning, just know my mind is working just like them. The rims, that is. His mind's still spinning. And he's looking at this guy break down Ace of Spades and like, this guy could be for commercials, man. And Kevin Hart's going crazy. You can just see Kevin Hart's like, whoa, you ain't stealing my guy from me, man. A lot of chemistry here. And the funny part is, can you imagine we would, it's $300 for that bottle of Ace. And, at least 300, 320, 329 or whatever, if that's the regular Gold Brut. But the funny part was he even included the 40-40 reference, which is the 40-40 Club, which was named after Alex Rodriguez's joining the 40 home run, 40 stolen base club, being the second one in history to do it. I believe it was Jose Canseco, the first one. And Jay-Z took that and started the nightclub with it. But you can see Jay-Z's tired of Ace of Spades because he wants wine. He's like, nah, I don't want that Ace. I want that wine. So bring some wine too. It's funny.
And 20% Pinot Meunier.
Yeah, what?
And I decided to go into these GGAP glasses, all-purpose glasses, because you need to get the bouquet, man. You have this champagne has to open
You
up,
are not stealing him. Don't steal him.
I was thinking that. I was like,
what else do you do? Yeah, no, this is what he does. He's brilliant, man. He's changed my whole world when it comes to drinking, when it comes to embracing wine, champagne, the whole nine, man. He's well educated in the space. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Very welcome.
You can do 2 glasses of the wine too.
Absolutely.
We want the same breakdown too. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Man.
I'll be right back to Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cheers, my brother.
Enjoy.
Cheers. Congrats. congrats on this. And
you gotta love it, man. He's like, nah, when you come back up with that wine bottle, you better give me a breakdown of that too, just like you did the ace. I like it.
More success.
more
Actually, we're like a cup of that ace right now.
success.
Dude, I want to start off. I want to start off, not in the beginning. I want to start off where you sit now, right? You're more of a mentor and a friend than anything, right? And I watch you. I watch the way you move, and I try my best to study the reason behind the movement. But my question now is,
Well, that's pretty deep. Just think about it. Kevin Hart, who's been very successful. Now, mind you, I don't remember the year. It could be around the same 2003 time, maybe 2002. I actually got to see Kevin Hart live way before he hit big. He made fun of me of how I was dressed that day and my date that day, too. It was kind of funny. It was really funny, actually. And, you know, just to see his success, to me, personally, I'm like, I still remember him at Stand Up New York on Broadway at 70-something Street, just watching him, you know, like a third person in a 10-person, nobody knows comedy show. So it's pretty cool to see where he's reached and remember seeing him back then. But the crazy part here is listening to him, who's a few years younger than Jay-Z, basically acknowledging that Jay-Z has taught him a lot, because he just sits there and watches Jay-Z's moves, his business experience, and says, damn, you know, like, let me see what he does here and see how I can benefit from this. It's being a student, growth. All of us have to do it. All of us should continue to do it no matter what comes in front of us. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
it's about the seat you sit in and how you see yourself from where you started to where you now are, right? It's not about the billion. Let's take the money and put the money to the side for a second. Let's talk about the accomplishment. Let's talk about what you've done and now the doors that have opened up and how you're viewed. Do you find yourself in awe of what you've been able to accomplish?
Yeah. I was actually on FaceTime with Ty today, Tata, who you know well. And I was saying, like, I don't think people realize that we just sit around all the time and like, can you believe this shit?
Can you fucking believe it?
I can't believe this shit.
That I've been able to do.
Just the place where we from and where we come from. Like, everyone has that story, right? We all from tough locations, and that's just the way the world was set up. But just like the things that we were able to overcome and where we sit now today, you know, and as far as like, you know, success, I just look at it like all the people that I was inspired by, like Muhammad Ali was like, he gave me my bravado. You know, I'm like, when people see that I'm like, I have total belief in myself, not because it comes from a place of like arrogance and just this pompousness. It's just like, I felt proud, like in a time when we all were being called ugly, when Muhammad Ali was like, I'm so pretty, I'm the greatest, and like people paid to see him.
So basically, Jay-Z here is talking about the beginning of his career. He's talking about them actually praising themselves for their accomplishments throughout the history of hip hop and throughout their own history. And it's pretty cool to sit back and think that. Now, mind you, I personally have my own clothing. Sunglasses are my brand. Shirts are my brand. Headphones are my brand. The hats are I wholesale those. And to sit back and, you know I'm not successful at all compared to any of these guys, but to see that there's a future in it, there's potential in it, and the potential sometimes outdoes the success. And when that goes on, you just sit back and watch, because if you eventually have the success past the potential, and you'll be like, damn, I did it. And, you know, can you imagine being Jay-Z, Kareem, all these guys to sit back and say, yo, we put money up when we didn't even have the money, to now just sitting back and being able to retire at an early age, but, you know, you just don't, because you continue to make it. It's pretty cool. And the way he's breaking down Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest fighters of all time, you know, Jay-Z's roughly 50 years old, and, you know, he comes from the era where Muhammad Ali was one of the most hated people in America just because he was a different skin color than the champs. And his religion, he was outright forward about being Muslim in a society that didn't accept Muslims at that moment. So, you know, to use that as inspiration, it's pretty cool. If anybody's never seen Muhammad Ali's inspirational stories, go back in time. It's very powerful. even a movie that Will Smith did. You can watch that as well. It's pretty powerful.
Lose. That's what was drawing his fights. Like people would come in there to see him lose because he was so confident in his ability, and not from a place of arrogance, because he knew he put the work in. One, and two, he lifted us all up. So, I hope that at the end of this journey, or however it ends out, like I represent that to, as well, like a piece of that. Yeah.
I've seen you make that change, though. I've seen you make that.
That's powerful for him to want to be the symbol Muhammad Ali was. Not necessarily be Muhammad Ali, but the symbol to the youth that Muhammad Ali was to him, to myself. That's pretty cool, man. That's a pretty cool, that's leaving his legacy. It's pretty amazing.
Change and growth and in person, just in conversation, information that you've started to put out, right? It made a shift from money, I'm getting it, what you're not getting, the life that I'm living, to what we as people need to open our eyes to, what we need to understand, what the opportunities are, where the real wealth lives and lies. Like there's been a significant just change in person.
But even that, if you look back to Reasonable Doubt, listen, like even the songs that were like more braggadocious and out there and about money were really more so directed at like the system in America. Like you put us in these situations and you handcuffed us and you put it behind our back and we still made our way. You guys took the music, took the drums, we beat on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stole the, you made like blackface, we created soul music. You gave us scrap, we made soulful. Like everything that was presented to us, we made a way. We made a way. So even in those songs, it's like almost like a, like a peacock, like spreading his wings, like, we made it. Like, so the trend.
Shout out to Peacock app. But 1996, Reasonable Doubt, his freshman album, a classic, what they call a hood classic and hip hop classic album, freshman album. He's basically saying the fact that they weren't offered a contract, or the contracts they were offered were not good enough, so they ended up doing a deal with Priority, I believe, to release Reasonable Doubt. It was a successful album that led to a 50-50 joint venture contract with Def Jam. But yeah, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Kareem Biggs started Rockefeller under their own cash because the contracts weren't there at the beginning.
Transition has happened, because with more information that you get, you evolve and you grow. Absolutely. But even remember, my first album came out in 26, so politics as usual. And those songs really dealt with it. Regrets on the last song on my first album, those are real topics. The evils, just talking about, the relationship and how money can come between friends. We haven't had money for a long time, so we don't know we're not professionals at navigating how to communicate from that space.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you'll have people that where you come from, if you behave in a certain manner, it's not accustomed to where they are, right? Some people haven't evolved past 16. They still stuck in that place, but you evolving every year. So that may be a threat to them. Subconsciously or consciously, they kept acting funny because blah, blah, blah. You have to navigate that. You have cousins. You got to go home for Thanksgiving and people are talking to you like Kevin Hart. And you going home for solace. You want family.
You're going home for peace of mind.
You're going home for peace of mind.
And they don't give you that
your
because you're not
the cousins in your grandma's living room saying, yo, man, I got this play. I want to, if you just give me, you know what I mean? 4,800, I could make you 2 million. You like, it don't work like that, fam. And you got to explain to him, like, life isn't like that. Money isn't free and no one's getting.
I can imagine they go through that every day, all day, people asking them for money. So yeah, this is pretty funny. The way he broke that down is pretty funny. You can see Kevin Hart laughing because he's had the same experience.
Given our opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it's really, and then he like, oh, you don't believe in my dreams.
Where did that come from? Like at what point did you make the switch of understanding? Because there's a level of conscious that you have.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it's about you and your circle.
Okay.
Right? You take your circle, you got the people that grind with you every day and share your dreams and slept on the floor with you, and you know, and then you make it out. And then you look and he's like, okay, what else? Right? What else? Like, how else can I be of service? You know, and as you move further and further away from, you achieve these goals that you thought were, you know, unattainable in the beginning, and you achieve them. And then you look around and you say, okay, how can we duplicate this? The reason we created Rock Nation was to be able to say, okay, this is all the information we gathered. Here it is, Rihanna. Here it is, Kanye. You know, whomever, right? Like, and just like, here's the information. So if we achieve those goals at 36, you do it at 26.
Jeez.
You know,
that's pretty cool. You know, basically using the experience they learned through Rockefeller Records, dealing with Def Jam, him becoming the president. It took him a little bit being older to understand more, and for him to put it together and present it to the younger artists as Kanye or Rihanna or et cetera, so they can use that approach. And if you look at it, think about it, Jay-Z's a billionaire, Kanye's a billionaire, Rihanna's a billionaire. The brokest one of the core four is Beyonce, and she's married to Jay-Z, and she's Beyonce. So if putting a playbook together was to perfection was what Jay-Z planned, he did that with this particular team. Dame Dash, sorry, you left out the loop. Kareem Biggs still makes money with Jay-Z, but that's internal Rockefeller issues that we'll delve into down the road. But in this particular case, 3 of the 4 are billionaires, and the other one is Beyonce, bigger than life itself. So it's pretty cool to watch.
And if we made, you know, if we created a $1 billion company, you create a $7 billion
We're giving you the infrastructure that we know works, but we're embedding it to you at a young age so that it works earlier for you and that you can succeed and surpass what we've done.
Yeah, because they're building off, you know, had you had someone at 26 or earlier to say, you know, here's Kev Hart Productions, this is how you do it. You don't need the back end. You want to create the content. You want to own the content. You want to take it here, et cetera, et cetera. If you had someone just to give you that roadmap has been given to people since the beginning of time. We just was never
privy to it.
Yeah. We never had access to that sort of information.
I call it the room with the door behind it. You never get to that door. We always got through the first door, and we were so excited about being in that room that we never looked at the next door, right? I'm gonna stop right here. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Heart to Heart after this.
Wow, that was pretty powerful. The first segment was pretty good, but, you know, hit that like button, subscribe. Catch me in part 2. Peace.